Hey Cardfighters, Chris here from Vanguard Central, bringing you our Maelstrom Deck Profile. This is a very fun deck with that new Maelstrom Break Ride, and our starter is Marios. Just to search the top deck for more Maelstroms, set up that Break Ride a lot easier, and get whichever Maelstrom you need. So I really like him, and he doesn't have any cost. You just have to hit Vanguard when he boosts, so that's really nice. For the strides, we're running 4 of the Maelstrom stride. Just want to get those Maelstrom feels going. I really like him. That on-hit pressure can be very good, and get that field control, which Aqua Force isn't usually known for. Well, we have 2 of Commander Thavas. Just get that back row attack going. That can be really interesting if you have certain plays. Like you could swap something into the back row and maybe restand it and then attack with that from the back row. And then we have 2 Lambros, that game-ending Lambros, and finish people off, so gotta run that for the finisher. For the grade 3s, we're running 4 of the new Maelstrom Break Ride, and this is because he's got a super good on-hit, which just lets you search your deck for a Maelstrom, so it's like easy plussing, and also the Break Ride skill has that wombo combo with Glory Maelstrom, so you can't guard, and just a very good card to set up those power plays. Don't always have to get the Break Ride skill off. Sometimes you just want to use it for the cross ride, so that's a good thing to keep in mind. We're also running 4 of Maelstrom Reverse. I really like Maelstrom Reverse just because he gives some added utility, which is kind of draw power and field control that you don't normally get from Aqua Force. So you wouldn't get that from striding into Lambros or striding into Commander Thavas. So it kind of gives you a good change of plays, which is good. And then we have the 1 Glory Maelstrom. I really like running the build this way just because with the 1 Glory, it's like that Break Ride combo becomes an option, but it's not the thing you're shooting for, because yes, your opponent can't guard with basically anything. They can intercept, but that's probably not going to stop him from doing anything. But it's just nice because I don't really like to go for it that often because it's only useful when they're at 5 damage. Since you're not guaranteed crits or anything, you're gonna have to crit them from their 4 damage. So it's kind of a gamble play if you're not, if your opponent isn't at 5 already. So just have the 1, use it if you want to, if you have it, but not really the main focus. Again, main focus being reverse, getting that field control, grinding out games with the cross ride. For the grade 1s, we are running 4 of the Blue Storm Perfect Guard. Really like this, helps get that early rush going because his ability to bounce back to the hand. For a really funny thing, he can only guard Blue Storms, or he can only be used if you have a Blue Storm Vanguard. So definitely don't put this guy in other decks willy-nilly because you're gonna have a bad time. We have 4 of the Maelstrom grade 1 attacker, who actually goes up, becomes 12k attacker on second wave, which is really good for grade 1. Helps make that consistent aggressive plays. We're doing 3 Limit Break Enabler, just to help that early. You can get a Break Ride off early, push them up to higher damage. You can get Reverse's effect off early and surprise people with that control. And then we have 2 Seagull Soldiers, which helps with power. They're super good early game. That power can go a long way, and it can also really help with some of the restanding things that you're doing, like maybe with Lambros and stuff. That 3k can go a long way. For the grade 2s, we're running 4 Tidal Assault, arguably the best grade 2 in Aqua Force just because of the early rush that it can give. If you get an early crit trigger and you put it on Tidal Assault, your opponent's just going to be crying because it's just brutal. We have 4 Rascal Sweepers. Again, helps with the early offensive plays. Not quite as good as Tidal Assault, some may say, just because he can't stack. He doesn't swing multiple times by himself, so putting triggers on him doesn't help. But he does get those early attacks off and enables Maelstrom effects, 4th battle effects without much effort or counterblast. 2 12k for Blue Storms, just to keep that aggression going. And then 1 High Tide Sniper for that late game power. Sometimes a lot of the grade 2s are not super powerful. So you want that like late game ability to just hit really high numbers rather than a bunch of small weak attacks. And then lastly, going into the triggers, for the Maelstrom crit, this card's super good. Even with the strides, you can turn basically any of your strides into a Ragnar clock just by boosting it with this and getting up to 4th battle. So that's really brutal. For Supersonic Sailor to help with Counterblast, which you shouldn't have much problems with, but you know, just in case. 4 draws and 4 heals. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you liked our Aqua Force Maelstrom deck profile. It's a very fun deck. Cross Ride can be very powerful and really sets you up against other decks that are similar to it. Comment down below if you have any questions, any thoughts about the deck. Please give us a thumbs up, it helps out a lot. And as always, subscribe for more content. Vanguard Central, out.